An incident report from Shorewood?
Good trip. You survived?
Good, but
Good.
you could get it just
Back to reality, though.
What are you talking about? No, I don't.
Me not being back to
Not that's still my daughter, yeah.
tennis and swimming.
I called the police on the last one.
Saturday night.
you get a free drink.
I don't know what you're gonna follow that up with me, but I'm just gonna caution people.
I tell you that, our neighbor 2 doors down was filming my daughter.
So sorry.
Actually, the last part isn't.
So I almost went over and got myself in trouble. But that's cool. I had to prevail and told me to call the police. That's not good. Yes, very weird.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the September 16, 2019 Crest Hill City Council meeting to order. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Ray Solomon.
Here.
Glenn Conklin.
Present.
Scott Dyke.
Here.
John Verche.
Here.
Barbara Scolaire. Here. Claudia Gazal.
Here.
Tina Oberlin.
Present.
Marco Pietro. Albert. Joe Coolbaugh.
Here.
Okay, you have before you the minutes of the City Council meeting held on September 3rd, 2019. Motion would be in order.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Scolaire, seconded by Alderman Pietro for the minutes of the September 3rd Crest Hill City Council meeting. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Excuse me. Joe Coolbaugh.
Yes.
Marco Pietro.
Yes.
Barbara Scolaire.
Yes.
Motion carries.
You also have before you the minutes of the work session held on September 9th, 2019. Motion would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Gazal, seconded by Alderman Pietro for the minutes of the work session held on September 9th, 2019. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Barbara Scolaire.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Coolbaugh.
Yes.
Marco Pietro.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, we do not have a business promotion this evening, so we will continue on with the agenda items. And the first on the agenda is a public hearing regarding the adult use of cannabis business establishments in the city of Crest Hill. I would ask for a motion to go into the public hearing.
So moved as presented.
Second.
We have motion by Alderwoman Overland, seconded by Alderwoman Gazal, to enter into a public hearing at 7:03 p.m. Roll call, please.
Marco Pietro.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Coolbaugh.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Barbara Scolaire.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, a few comments before I open up or continue with the public use. As everyone is aware, the state of Illinois legislature passed the legal use of recreational cannabis the last session to go into effect on January 1st, 2020. They also passed the Illinois Cannabis Regulation and Tax Act, the Public Act 101-0027, which provides that cities have the authority to prohibit adult use cannabis business establishments within their geographical boundaries. On August 16, 2019, the Crest Hill City Council held a work session in which one of the agenda items was the prohibition of the adult use cannabis businesses in the city of Crest Hill. There was discussion that was held, and it appears that most of the city council was in favor of prohibiting the adult use of recreational cannabis for business establishments. So that is the reason that we are holding the public hearing tonight at our city council meeting. It is not a requirement, but we felt it was in a good faith that we gave individuals the opportunity to speak for or against their thoughts in regards to recreational marijuana. So with that, I would ask if anyone would like to speak for or against the prohibition of recreational cannabis in the city of Crest Hill for business uses. You please need to come to the podium, state your name for the record. Your address is optional. The second call, if anyone would like to speak for or against the prohibition of recreational cannabis in the city of Crest Hill, please come to the podium, state your name for the record. Your address is optional. And the third call, if anyone would like to speak for or against the recreational use of cannabis in the city of Crest Hill, please step to the podium, state your name for the record. Your address is optional. Let the record show that no one has approached the podium. I would ask for a motion to resume back into regular session at 7:07 PM.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderwoman Overland, seconded by Alderman Coladipietro to resume regular session. Roll call, please.
Nate Albert,
Yes.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
John Verche,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Barbara Scoler,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes.
Marco Colodi-Petro,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, we're back in regular city council agenda items at 7:07 PM. And next on the agenda is our city administrator, Heather McGuire. Good evening, Heather.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have several agenda items for consideration this evening. The first is a resolution authorizing the execution of a license agreement between the City of Crest Hill and MCI Metro. This is for installation of telecommunication lines in the City of Crest Hill right-of-way. They are permitted to do this per state statute, but the agreement detailing the timeline of 5 years for that service extension is detailed in your packet, as well as a map with the potential locations. That is not completely finalized yet, but they will be going through Public Works when they are ready for installation, which should take approximately 2 months.
Motion would be in order.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Alderman Dyke, seconded by Alderman Verche, for a resolution authorizing the execution of a license agreement between the City of Crest Hill and MCI Metro Access Transmission Services Corporation for the use of the right-of-way. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Tina Oberlin,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes.
Marco Colodi-Petro,
Yes.
Nate Albert,
Yes.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Barbara Scoler,
Yes.
John Verche,
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution number is 1055.
Thank you. The next two items are related, and both are in regards to the architecture and engineering for the new City Hall and Police Station. The first is a resolution authorizing execution of a professional architectural services proposal with United Architects. This would be for $85,000 for the police station and $105,000 for the, $85,000 for City Hall, and then $105,000 for the police station. This would be final stamped and architectural plans for the new buildings.
And again, this was discussed last week at the work session. Motion would be in order.
So moved as presented.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Overland, seconded by Alderman Albert, for the resolution authorizing execution of a professional architectural service proposal with United Architects LTD for new City Hall and Police Station. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Barbara Scoler,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes.
John Verche,
Yes.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Marco Colodi-Petro,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Nate Albert,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution number is 1056.
And the next item is a resolution authorizing execution of a professional engineering services proposal with Spaceco. This is for a total of $39,000 and would be final engineering plans, including landscaping for the new City Hall and Police Station site.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Gazal, seconded by Alderwoman Sclair, for a resolution authorizing execution of a professional engineering service proposal with Spaceco Incorporated. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
John Verche,
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Nate Albert,
Yes.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Marco Colodi-Petro,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin,
Yes.
Barbara Scoler,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution number 1057.
Thank you. And next on the agenda is regarding the public hearing that was just held regarding adult use cannabis business establishments. This would be an ordinance amending the municipal code of the City of Crest Hill by adding Chapter 5.76 to Title 5, Business Licenses and Regulations, and this would be a prohibition of adult use cannabis business establishments in the City of Crest Hill.
Heather, can we just explain that, so everybody understands this is for the sale
Yes, absolutely. This
and
would,
not the consumption for people who might have medical licenses?
correct.
or et
Everybody
cetera?
with medical licenses as well as recreationally will still be permitted in the state. This would just be a prohibition on the actual business functions of that cannabis use, including dispensaries, growing facilities in the city of Crest Hill. So everyone would still be able to use it in accordance with state law recreationally. This would just prohibit any of those businesses from establishing in the city of Crest Hill.
Thank you.
So that would be a prohibition for the distribution centers, the cultivation centers, and for any business use in the city of Crest Hill, including the hookah lounges, correct?
Correct.
Just a comment before I ask for a motion. This has been talked about for many years, but I will say that our police chief, the Illinois chiefs of police, and many of the chiefs of police in the Will County area agree with the prohibition of the recreational use for sale and distribution and cultivation. This new law that was passed by the state of Illinois is going to put a tremendous burden on every police department in the state of Illinois. I know that some concerns are that there's tax money to be made, but I think you have to weigh the options of tax money made against what's in the best interest of your community and this health, safety, and welfare of our residents and citizens. So with that, I will ask if anyone at this table, this is a very important decision, if anyone has any comments before I ask for a motion.
You know, the other thing, Mayor, is that might be kind of important to mention that this is something that can always be revisited if things change and we notice that we are losing a tremendous amount of tax dollars. It can be revisited at any time, and most municipalities are kind of taking that stand right now.
That is a true statement. Anyone else would like to make a comment before I ask for a motion?
Well, I just think that it's a very new area. It's, everyone's very unsure and unsteady of what is going to happen. And I think the important thing is the people who are allowed to use it, especially for the many, many, many ways it's used medically now, are going to have that opportunity. It's just, we're not going to have pot shops popping up every 6 blocks.
And again, to piggyback on Alderwoman Oberlin, this has no impact on the medical marijuana, which is legalized through the state of Illinois already under doctor's orders and doctor's care. I know there are many people that do need the medicinal marijuana for treatment. That will have absolutely no effect on those individuals in our city. Anyone else for a comment?
Mayor, I made this comment before, but I'll say it again. My concern here is that municipalities that decide not to sell marijuana within their borders, they're going to incur extra expense. And I hope that extra expense is going to be covered by those dollars being brought into the state of Illinois by other municipalities. That's my concern, that we won't have any tax dollars in this community coming in to offset the extra expense, the burden that we just talked about that might be going on the police department. So I think it is good that we'll have options to potentially change this down the road, you know, in case that comes down. I guess I'm also a little concerned about some of the businesses that we have locally that could be negatively impacted because they're not able to sell. And, you know, in these same type of establishments, I'm not going to name any names, could be selling in our neighboring communities. So that is a concern of mine, but, you know, I certainly understand yours at the same time.
And this is a sensitive issue, and, you know, I think you have to ask yourself, you know, does the financial benefit outweigh the impacts that it's going to have on our police department? And we will have impacts. The police department is going to have many impacts whether we prohibit or we don't. I think it's our responsibility to give them the tools and the support, since so many police chiefs of so many communities throughout the state of Illinois was against this for a long, long time.
my major concern, not just the police department, the burden that we're gonna put on them. It's what we're showing our generation, what we're showing our teenagers. Oh, we're selling marijuana, go for it. And that's for me, it's important. It's the new generation and the existing teenagers, how it's gonna affect them. And again, I know they can go and buy outside, but at least I know we're not selling it for them.
Last call, anyone else? All right, I would ask for a motion.
So moved as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderwoman Oberlin, seconded by Alderwoman Gazal for an ordinance amending the municipal code of the city of Crest Hill by adding Chapter 5.76 to Title 5, Business Licenses and Regulations, a prohibition of adult-use cannabis business establishments in the city of Crest Hill. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Barbara Scoler.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
No.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Marco Colipetro.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Ordinance number is 1825.
Thank you. And the final item I have for consideration this evening is a resolution authorizing the adoption of a hiring policy for civil service positions in the city of Crest Hill. This was also discussed at the last work session, and just to clarify the items that would be included in this policy, it would be that any budgeted civil service positions would be filled by staff upon vacancy with immediate notification to council. And then once a person is selected and passes the appropriate background checks, they would be hired, and then council would be immediately notified of that. And finally, the policy will be reviewed annually.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderman Cole DiPietro for the resolution authorizing the adoption of a hiring policy for the civil service positions in the city of Crest Hill. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Tina Oberlin.
No.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Barbara Scoler.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Marco Colipetro.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution number is 1058.
Thank you, and that was the final item I had for consideration this evening. We will be holding a work session on September 23rd. Current topics include the Jasmine Creek Special Service Area, as well as renderings for City Hall and Police Station, with additional topics currently being developed. We do not have a scheduled work session for September 30th as of right now, and I would be happy to answer any questions this evening.
Any questions of City Administrator? Thank you, Heather. Moving on, Public Works Department, our Director of Public Works, Tom Meggetts. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just one item on the agenda this evening. As discussed at the last work session, Public Works does have a vacancy that they're seeking to fill, and we seek your approval to notify the next available candidate for that position.
So moved as presented.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Oberlin, seconded by Alderman Albert for the requisition of candidate for employment for Public Works labor. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Barbara Scoler.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Marco Colipetro.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, that's all we have from Public Works this evening. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions of Public Works? All right, thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Mayor.
Moving on, Community Development Department, our Community Development Director, Scott McMaster. Good evening, Scott.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have no agenda items this evening, but I will be happy to entertain any questions, concerns, or anything
Any-
else.
Questions of Community Development? Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to our Police Department, our Police Chief, Ed Clark. Good evening, Ed.
Evening, Mayor and Council. This evening on the agenda, I have a police services contract with Siegel's Cottonwood Farms. It's for traffic direction for the dates of October 11th, 12th, 18th, 19th, 25th, and 26th of this year. The hours from 7:30 to 11. It's very similar to last year's services contract. I'll be looking for that approval.
Motion would be in order.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Alderman Kubal, seconded by Alderman Cola DiPietro for the police services contract for the Siegel's Farms for the Fall Festival. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Barbara Scoler. Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Marco Colipetro.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. A couple announcements. September 22nd through the 28th is Railway Safety in Illinois. We are going to be performing some extra traffic details in that area. It's with accordance with the Illinois Chiefs of Police Association. So we will be enforcing especially distracted driving in those areas, our two intersections. So be on the lookout for the police in those areas. Nobody be concerned, it's just us doing traffic. So. Secondly is October 6th. We're going to have another shot at the car show. We got rained out. It's going to be at Richland School from 1 to 5. We're going to have Saints and Sinners out there. We're going to have raffle prizes, 50-50. It's really a really nice event, and it's another benefit for Special Olympics. So that's all I have this evening, Mayor.
Questions of the police department? All right, Ted?
Thank you.
Moving on to the mayor's report. We have 2 agenda items. Let me just piggyback on the Crest Hill Police Department car show and activities for Special Olympics. As everyone knows, as the chief says, last week it was rained out, so it's been rescheduled for October 6th. We did approve the waiver of the entertainment license for the last Sunday's festivities, so I would ask for a motion that we approve the waiver of the entertainment license fee of $50 for the Crest Hill Police Department car show for Special Olympics for October 6, 2019.
So moved as presented.
Motion by Alderwoman Overland, seconded by Alderwoman Scalera. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Joe Kubal?
Yes.
Nate Albert?
Yes.
Marco Colo DePietro?
Yes.
Scott Dyke?
Yes.
John Burchett?
Yes.
Claudia Gazal?
Yes.
Barbara Scalera?
Yes.
Tina Oberlin?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, my other agenda item is the Constitution Week proclamation. You have a copy of that in your packet. We have done this for several years now in the city of Crest Hill. So I would ask the first order of business is the passage of the proclamation. We'll begin with the reading of the proclamation by Alderman Dyke.
Proclamation, whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, the guardian of our liberties, embodies the principles of limited government and a republic dedicated to rule by law, and
whereas September 17th, 2019 marks the 232nd anniversary of the framing of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and
whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriots.
That's me. It's my turn. Yes. And to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate it, and
Whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September 17th through September 23rd as Constitution Week.
Now therefore, I, Raymond R. Solomon, by virtue of the authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Crest Hill, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through September 23rd as Constitution Week.
And ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals of the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian or our liberties.
In witness whereof I have unto set my hand and caused the corporate seal of the city of Crest Hill this 16th day of September 2019.
Motion would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Colo DePietro, seconded by Alderwoman Overland. Questions or comments? The motion in regards to the proclamation for Constitution Week. Roll call, please.
Nate Albert?
Yes.
Joe Kubal?
Yes.
Claudia Gazal?
yes.
Barbara Scalera?
Yes.
John Burchett?
yes.
Scott Dyke?
yes.
Tina Oberlin?
Yes.
Marco Colo DePietro?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next year, we need one more whereas. And that'll give us 8, and then everybody will have a little paragraph to read.
I like the way you all did it together. That shows unity and working together as a city council, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it does, yes.
So one more whereas next year would help, though.
We'll see what we can do.
All right. Well, first of all, you've been coming here for several years now. This is Pauline Herpy, who contacts me every year, and she has several of her assistants here, so I will let her introduce everybody. But first, let me say on behalf of the city of Crest Hill, thanks for your dedication and your loyalty and everything that you do to protect the Constitution of the United States. We have to protect it after all of these years. and you ladies have never wavered for many, many years. So we thank you for your dedication, your commitment, and your work effort for what you do for all of us, not only in Crest Hill, but throughout the entire nation. So it's with great pleasure and honor that I present to you, Pauline, the proclamation that was just passed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a few words to say here.
Absolutely.
If you don't mind. Mayor Solomon and members of the board of the city of Crest Hill, thank you for allowing us to come here tonight to receive your proclamation to promote Constitution Week from September 17th through the 23rd in your city of Crest Hill, Illinois. I'm Pauline Herpy, as you know, a Constitution Week chairperson, and this is Cindy Valencia, our Louis Joliet chapter regent. The name of our chapter is Louis Joliet, after the adventurer Louis Joliet. The purpose and mission of our group, the Daughters of the American Revolution, is to perpetuate the memory and spirit of the men and women who achieved American independence in 1776. To that end, we promote the education of the Constitution in our schools, specifically in 8th grade here in Illinois, in schools, libraries, and city halls. As Abraham Lincoln said at the end of the Civil War, our safety, our liberty, depends on preserving the Constitution of the United States as our fathers made inviolate. The people of the United States are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow men who pervert the Constitution. As a token of appreciation, please accept a poster promoting Constitution Week drawn by a child. And this is to pass around to children specifically. You can say who, what, where, when, why, and how. You've got your main points here. It's easier for children to memorize it if they have it like this. It's also easier for us to remember it by if we look at this. So please, if you could post it somewhere where people could see it, I think it will help us. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Anything else?
No.
Any of your assistants
We
like to
have,
make comment?
this is Mary Earhart. She's our former regent, and she brought her granddaughter with us, who will also be a member of DAR. And then we have Lynn Priebus in the back and Pat Decker. These are our members for tonight. But our chapter has 75 members. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for
the
having
poster.
us.
And if anyone would like to make comment from council to Pauline or the group.
Good job, ladies. We always enjoy seeing you and the efforts that you make on behalf of our Constitution and our heritage. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Many of you are my neighbors.
Yes, we are.
Cindy? Got a little TV time.
Well, as you know, the Daughters Organization, our mission is God, Home, and Country. And our goal is to preserve history, assist with education, and promote patriotism. And we hope to have a very good relationship with the Crest Hill administration, as the Louis Joliet chapter will be nearing its 110th anniversary in 2021. And we plan to have many activities and events in our area.
Great.
So thank you for your support in the Constitution. Thank you for promoting patriotism. And God bless America.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Thank you, ladies. Have a great evening. Okay, that is it for the mayor's report. And if anyone has any questions, I'll certainly try to answer them. Hearing none, we'll move on to the city clerk's report. Vicki Hackney, good evening, Vic.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have no items on the agenda this evening. Any questions to the clerk's office, I'd be happy to answer.
Questions of city clerk? Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Moving on to the city treasurer's report, our treasurer, Glenn Conklin. Good evening, Glenn.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to report regular overtime payroll from August 19th, 2019 through September 1st of 2019 in the amount of $217,947.46. I seek your approval on our list of bills in the same time period totaling $896,853.10.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderwoman Sclair, seconded by Alderwoman Oberlin for the approval of the list of bills. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Marco Coli DePietro,
Yes.
Nate Albert,
Yes.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Claudia Gazal,
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Scott Dyke,
Yes.
Barbara Scolaire,
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you all very much. If there's any questions, I'll entertain them.
Questions of City Treasurer? Thanks,
Thank
Mike.
you. Good night.
Unfinished business, we have nothing on the agenda. Anyone? New business, we have nothing. Anyone? Committee liaison reports. Anyone? City council comments. Positive city council comments. Anything you'd like to share with your constituents? We will begin with Ward 4 this evening. Alderman Kubal.
Nothing to share tonight, Mayor.
Alderman Albert.
Yes, Mayor. I just wanted to take a minute and congratulate a fellow Crest Hill resident that received the Everyday Hero Award from the Joliet Herald News. Mr. Sam Cellino was honored on Friday morning with a little breakfast ceremony. He was one of 16 other winners of the award. Like I had put on my Facebook page, anybody that lives in Crest Hill has probably had some type of interaction with Mr. Sam Cellino. He is a guy that literally would give his shirt off his back if somebody asked for it. He's been a Richland School Board member for almost 4 decades, volunteering his time. He started a video club over at the school, and as we all know here, he was involved with Crest Hill Community TV, helped that get started back in the day, and also a Crest Hill Lions Club member. He was past volunteer for the Junior Miss Softball, just an all-around great guy, and we all know what he does around the holidays too. And that's all I'll say. So, just congrats to Sam on his award.
Okay,
Go
ahead.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Sam, a well-deserved honor. He volunteers for a lot of activities, not only in Crest Hill, but in the area. So congratulations to Sam. Ward 3, Alderman Coli DePietro.
I'd just like to congratulate Sam as well.
Alderwoman Overland.
Well, I'd also like to congratulate Sam. It's quite an honor, and it's a very well-deserved one, and good job, Sam. Keep up all of your efforts.
Ward 2, Alderwoman Gazal.
Congratulations to Sam. Also, I would like to announce that Will County Take Back the Night, it will be on October 3rd at 5 p.m. This time it's going to be again like last year, Joliet Central High School. Usually Ward 2 and the mayor, we go to this every year. We would like to open it to the rest of the council. Thank you, Mayor.
Alderwoman Scolaire.
I would also like to congratulate Sam Cellino.
Ward 1, Alderman Verche.
I'd like to congratulate Sam Cellino and all the other people that got the award also.
Alderman Dyke.
Yeah, I just want to thank you, Sam, for all you've done for the community, and congratulations.
Okay, moving on, public comment. Anyone who would like to address City Council need to come to the podium. State your name for the record. Your address is optional.
Hi, my name's Joe Hadamick, here again.
Hi, Joe.
Hi. Couple things. At the last meeting, you had stated, Mayor Solomon, that you were going to have a community meeting, okay? I've heard from a few people that you contacted in the neighborhood that you want to meet with them on a one-on-one basis. That is not a community meeting, okay? So we're going to request again that you hold a public meeting for our neighborhood about this well that you want to put in, okay? It's very important that we know what's going on, so we're not left in the dark. And that we all feel very left in the dark right now, okay? The other thing is, the August 19th meeting, I'd like to get a couple people have asked me for the videotape of that meeting, and I don't know how to get it. So I'm asking for help to get that tape so they can see it, or a place online wherever it's stored. And then the last thing is Mayor, you had mentioned a well that was on Caton Farm Road that was pumping water for the city of Crest Hill. And you had said that it didn't drain any of the area residents, I believe, but the only well on Caton Farm Road is on top of the hill from First Student at, what is that, Sac and Caton Farm Road. There's no houses around there, okay? So, once again, our concern level goes up, okay? I understand you guys hired an engineer tonight, is that correct? For
the building
The
of
well.
a new city hall and police station.
That's what it is. Okay, I just wanted to get that clarified. Thank you. Other than that, we need to have that meeting.
Okay, I will answer your questions, okay?
Okay.
The meeting, I believe, was on August 16th when you were here.
19th.
At the end of the meeting, I asked for anyone that wanted to be the point people for the subdivision to come see me after the meeting. 2 individuals came up to me and gave me their information. I assumed that they would be the point person. So, again, the point that we reached out, both myself and our Director of Water and Wastewater, Mr. Mark Seifert, tried to contact the individuals. We are concerned because of the lack of response back to the city of Crest Hill in regards to the surveys that we sent out. There have still been only a very few that have come back to us. And again, the point is, we know that there needs to be a community meeting. We're trying to ascertain all of the information, so we will have the information and educate all the residents in regards to what we find out. But without the cooperation of the Sunnyland subdivision, it's going to be very difficult for us to gather that information, and will put us at a disadvantage. Now, there was also a request by the 2 individuals that said they would be the point people. They have asked for a meeting of the group with the city staff here at the city of Crest Hill. We are in the process of trying to put something together in regards to that. But again, the information needs to come from the residents of Sunnyland. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
The next one was in regards to, the next point you made was in regards to
The video.
the video. I will defer to our city administrator in regards to that. I know that you can go on the website and you can watch it on the internet. All of the meetings, the city council meetings are on the website, but I will defer to our city administrator for the purchase of the tape.
Mayor, we are actually still in that process of converting everything in the cable department, so it's a little time consuming for our cable representative to actually upload those videos. So the cost associated with actually producing a hard copy of that video right now would be his hourly rate of over $100. So while we're working through the process, I would just ask for some patience while we get those uploaded to the site, because it is going to be a bit of a turnaround because of that conversion.
Okay, and I know you asked about the well on Caton Farm Road. You are correct, there is a well house on the corner of Oakland and Caton Farm Road. It has been there for many years. There are no residents around it. One of the other possibilities that we looked at was a piece of property that the city owns on Caton Farm Road near the intersection of Plainfield, Caton Farm, and Gaylord Road. That is in the middle of a residential neighborhood also. I don't remember saying too much about that spot, but I will say that if there are any people that are on wells in that certain area, which I don't think there are, but I could possibly be wrong, that would have effect if it was put there. But again, it's a very small-sized lot compared to what we purchased on Gaylord Road. And I thought there was one more thing, Joe, that you brought up. That was it?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we just we don't want to be mushrooms, okay?
I understand
So-
that. And I hope that you understood that evening that this city is trying to work with the residents to get their cooperation, because it'll be a tremendous benefit to us if people tell us how deep the well is and where they're at, and which ones are capped and which ones are not. That's what we really need to move this process along.
You're not going to get that to you.
Well, what we're trying to do, Joe, is we're trying to ascertain the information so we can rectify any problems that we may have going forward. and get them done prior to us if we do dig and if we do put a well house at that location. We would rather work with the individuals and accomplish that and rectify the problem now if residents are impacted than to say, you know what, we don't have the information, we're going to dig the well, then we're going to impact, if we do impact some people, then you may be 2 or 3 weeks without water by the time we would be able to get a contractor and get everything settled. We're trying to do this up front to give you the least amount of impact of anyone that may be impacted, if they will be impacted at all. We're not sure. We don't have enough information at this point in time to sit down and tell you at a community meeting. So I know that you are well respected in the neighborhood. I would ask for your cooperation to go back and ask your neighbors to fill out the surveys, give us the information. Everybody should have information about their own property and their own wells, when it was permitted, how deep it is, and where it's located in their yard. We do not have the authority to go on private property.
But you do have that information through the USGS. There is a map of, I looked it up, I have it in my folder if you want to
Well,
see it.
then each one of the residents should have that information also.
Right, but the residents aren't gonna just give that up without knowing what is going on.
Well, again,
And what are the chances you guys are actually gonna put this well in, and what are the chances we're gonna run dry? And if
well,
we
we'll know
run
more
dry,
if
where are
we
we
get,
gonna
if
get
we'll
water?
get the information. And let's be honest, I mean, the maps could be wrong too. But I'm hoping that the individuals, when they purchase the property, or if they've lived there for 30 or 40 years, I'm sure there are some of those too, they would have the knowledge and the information of the well depth.
No, a lot of them don't.
Well,
Yeah,
I have two
I've talked to a
questions.
lot of them.
If I can speak, I don't know if I'm allowed to speak in that session, but I have a question, it's important. What happens if people do not cooperate and they don't give the information, and the people that they are cooperating and they're waiting for their future to find out? And so as me, as an elected official, I would like to know, what is the status of the city and these people's future? What is the next step if people do not cooperate? Are we still gonna have that meeting? Are we gonna have more information?
who are you asking?
I'm asking you, both of you. I mean, it's, you make the decisions. I mean, what is the next step?
Yeah, I'll just make 2 quick points here. That information about the location and depth of the wells should be available on USGS. It is not. We know for certain that all of the wells in the area are not properly documented. That's why we are seeking this information from the residents. We are trying to determine if there will be the type of impact to these residents, and then bring that back to City Council ultimately to determine if we do need to look at alternative means for this well. But until we actually get that information, it's difficult for the city to appropriately assess that at a staff level and then bring that back to council for information.
I have a second question, and that's gonna go to you, since you are the speaker, okay?
No, I'm not. I'm just a
Well,
resident at this point.
But you said you responding to a few people there, and this is on a personal note. I've noticed there is a sign there with the mayor information on it about weeds, and I don't know if I'm overstepping, but this has been bothering me. We're trying to work together here.
Right.
And you guys have done your homework. From the meeting that you guys came here, you've done pretty good homework. The question that I have here, have you done your homework about who that property belongs to? That property doesn't belong to Crest Hill. So you have our reputation on the board saying, call this number. I take an offense to it myself, because we do our work. Yes, sometimes we lag, sometimes we're behind, but we've been accused of something that doesn't belong to the city of Crest Hill.
Are you talking about the bushes? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is the problem we've been having for years with the city, and it's like, who owns, who has the right of way, and who has to take care of that? And from what I understood, when the city of Crest Hill took over all of Gaylord Road, you also take over the right of way, okay? Now, that property right there where those bushes are, if you want the resident to go in that ditch and you want him to cut those bushes down, that's a huge liability for the city of Crest Hill. If he falls, it's 6 feet down, okay? There should be a guardrail there. There's not. And if I was driving down the road in the wintertime and it's slick out, and I see those little bushes and I'm skidding, I'm aiming for those bushes, and I'm going down a 6-foot ditch, and I don't even know it. It's a problem, okay? I've talked to Will County, I've talked to Plainfield Township, I've talked to Tom about that, and everybody puts their hands up until there's going to be a problem there, and somebody will get hurt or killed there. It's like, what's it going to take to get a couple public works guys with the right equipment to do that type of work out there for a half hour or 40 minutes to just knock all that stuff down? That's being a good neighbor, okay? On Plainfield's side and on your side, the two of you quit butting heads and move ahead before somebody gets hurt or killed there, okay? I started this quest 4 or 5 months ago. I started because one of our I'm on the sanitary board for Sunnyland, okay? One of our manhole covers, and I said this at the last meeting, one of our manhole covers was in a ditch. The pipe was blocked, water wasn't moving, our manhole cover's getting I&I or infiltration into it. And we finally got that worked out, okay? They trenched it, the water's moving out. Can't see it now because it's all filled in with weeds, but the water's moving away from our sanitary system. The other problem we had with I&I comes from that creek with the bushes, okay? There was actually a newspaper article years ago, I got it here somewhere, that when you guys built the new industrial park off Division Street, that the retention ponds weren't built deep enough, okay? Whatever water hits those roofs over there ends up on the street, ends up flowing into the creek. That creek comes through our neighborhood, okay? Our sanitary system is 30 plus years old, okay? We've done the maintenance. We've sealed it up the best we can. We pay the city of Joliet to get rid of our sewer, okay? When it rains out, we get nailed, okay? We spent $1.75 million through grant money and through Will County grants to do a stormwater improvement project in the neighborhood because of the extra water coming from your city, okay? As far as I know, that retention issue was never fixed, okay? Is that correct?
It's not correct. It was fixed over 2 years ago.
Was it fixed? Okay, cool. I'm glad it was taken care of. You know, we don't know these things, okay? It's hard to keep an eye on it. All we know is when we get our bills from Joliet and they're through the roof, all we know is water's coming at us from all different directions. And we're in a soup bowl right there, okay? So if we're a little sensitive, being residents of Sunnyland area, I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. We've had issues with the city, except we never bring it up because we just deal with stuff, okay? It's the way we do things in our neighborhood. We deal with it. We dealt with the railroad tracks not being able to see, okay? It took a 17-year-old boy who got it in his head after listening to all us adults argue and bicker about it to go out there, take a weed whacker, and whack the weeds down. Boom, problem solved. Same thing with the other bushes between grape and, or whatever it is, poplar. You know where I'm talking about. It's the same thing.
Garden and poplar.
Garden and poplar. It's the same thing there. It's like, talk to Plainfield, somebody take care of that stuff before somebody gets hurt, okay? It's the same thing with the well. Let the residents know. You should have let the residents know in the first place what was going to go on, okay? We all need water. We all understand that. Joliet knows by 2030 their wells are going to be dry. They won't be able to pump water anymore. So they're looking for alternative water sources. I don't know, you guys. Is it a good decision to put a well? I don't know. You know, And you're gonna do it in a residential area that our primary source of water is well water. And if you look at, on the USGS website, and as far as impact studies, and this is from years and years, that they actually, what happens is, depending on how much the city is sucking out of the ground, if the pump is pumping like crazy, it will form a cone, and that cone just draws water from everybody else. So literally, it will kill our neighborhood. Like I said before, we are a low to middle class income area, okay? I can't afford $12,000 or $15,000 to bring water to my house, okay? A lot of the other residents say no. But if you would have told us in the first place, we could have had a little bit more compassion, a little more understanding. Those surveys probably would have been done by now, okay? But when you get something in the mail and it affects you on a personal level, it's gone, okay? Those letters are gone in the neighborhood because people didn't know what it was about. Had nothing to do with the city of Crest Hill. What they saw was, somebody's gonna come get the water. What am I gonna do without water? I can't afford that. That's why I'm saying have the community meeting. Have people informed. Tell them why, like you told me, why they need to fill that out.
Okay.
Maybe they'll get it, okay?
I think I made all those comments on August 16th.
Oh, I know.
But
I
I
know.
made them more than once, but I think they fell on deaf ears.
But we
I will
calmed
address
down.
this. I've given you a lot more time, okay?
Okay.
I will address the problem of the bushes. I'm not gonna go down that road tonight,
That's fine.
okay? All I will say is, I've been up here for 26 years. To the best of my knowledge, the city of Crest Hill has never provided any services to the west side of Gaylord Road, to the Sunnyland subdivision.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Somebody did put a sign with my name and my home phone number at the corner of Garden and Gaylord Road about 4 weeks ago. Now, I've received many phone calls from the Sunnyland individuals, most of them that live on Garden Street. I will tell you this. It's not fair to my wife that she has to deal with the voicemails.
I agree.
Okay? You can yell and scream all you want at me, but you need to leave your name and your phone number if you want me to call you back. On my hard line, I don't have caller ID. So if you want me to call you back, you have to leave your name and number. Because I've gotten several calls where they just yell and scream, but don't leave any return calls. The ones that have called, I will call you back. I will give you my opinion. I will tell you what I think. I will tell you that the city of Crest Hill is still working with Plainfield Township and the county of Will to rectify the situation. But to the best of my knowledge, we have never provided any service to the west side of Gaylord Road. We do plow Gaylord Road, we do maintain Gaylord Road. With that, I'm going to leave it alone, all right? I think I've given you more than enough time to state your opinions. We will continue to work on the community meeting. I am going to ask you once again, Joe, you seem like you're a man that has a lot of knowledge of the subdivision. I'm asking you for your cooperation to go back and tell those residents to return the survey to us. Give us the information that we may help you. If you choose not to, so be it. Life's going to go on. We will continue to move forward. We're asking for your cooperation. Fair enough? Thank you.
Fair enough.
You have a good night.
Thank you.
Anybody else would like to address City Council, need to come to the podium, state your name for the record. Your address is optional. To our city administrator, Heather, is there a need for an executive session?
No, there's not, Mayor.
Mayor, I have one question I want to ask Scott. In that industrial park on Division Street, could you get them to put their name or an address on those buildings? There's so many trucks coming over there, they don't know where they're going over there. All the buildings look the same. They stop on the road, they try to look around, they ask people in the neighborhood questions, where's this and where's that building at? You gotta have them put names or addresses, or both on each building. The only industrial park I've seen that don't have a name on a building or an address.
I will look into that.
So, you know, like maybe 20-inch high address or something, because these guys come, and they stop the trucks right in the middle of the road, or they're going down the street, they turn around and come back out again, because that ain't where they wanted to go. So they're just dumb, they don't know what's happening.
I will look into it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, motion to adjourn, Alderman
So
Dyke.
moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Dyke, seconded by Alderman Boucher. Questions or comments? And roll call, please.
Joe Kubal,
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Mark Coley DePietro.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Barbara Scoler.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Meeting is adjourned at 7:55 PM. Thank you. Good evening.